Hello and welcome to SaaS Marketing Insights, the show where we ask SaaS founders, CEOs, marketers, and investors about the lessons they've learned in their quest to grow their companies. My name is Paul Stevenson, and I'm founder and CEO of SaaS marketing agency 47 Insights. On today's show, I have an interview with Hailey Friedman, head of marketing at Improvado. Hope you enjoy it.
Hailey Friedman from Improvado and Growth Marketing Pro, which I believe is your blog. And I don't know if you pronounce this BAMF, but is it BAMF? Badass Marketers and Founders?
That's it.
You've got a lot of things going on there.
I know.
But you haven't always been a marketer, have you?
I haven't, no.
So why don't you tell us how you got started in marketing?
For sure. I did not come from a traditional marketing background. I didn't wake up one day thinking I'm going to be a marketer when I grow up. I actually started out after college. I was a teacher, an 8th grade English teacher in the Bronx in New York for Teach for America. So I did that for 2 years. And while I was teaching, I had an idea for a mobile app startup that I put together a team of people from across the country, and we built this mobile app together and launched it on the App Store, which was really exciting for me at that time. And we won a student startup competition and were invited down to South by Southwest. And so I pitched this startup idea in front of hundreds of people, and that was kind of the first time I ever saw this tech startup world in person. So all these kids are there with their logos on their t-shirts and they're all excited, and I was like, wow, this energy is incredible. This is fun and I want to do this forever. So I left teaching to venture into the tech startup world. And so ultimately my startup idea didn't pan out as I had planned because my 2 engineers were recruited by Facebook and Microsoft, and they no longer cared about my little side project. But it was a great stepping stone for me. And I'd say that the biggest learning that I got from the experience was that you can have a really cool product and you can have an incredible team, but if you don't know how to get customers, you don't have anything that's worth very much. So that's kind of what got me fascinated with, this whole idea of what does it take to get someone to buy something or to sign up for something. This was this kind of like gray box that I didn't understand marketing. And so I really wanted to learn about what it takes to get customers. And so I decided that I wanted to join a startup at the ground floor and kind of watch other successful founders grow a company from the ground up and learn what it takes to really build a business. And so I joined a startup in New York and as their second employee, and I learned a ton, but I still didn't get that I didn't scratch the itch that I was really looking for, that consumer marketing itch.
Did you get paid? Did you get paid as well?
Got paid. Got hired. I got a job. I think when you can show initiative, just even though my startup didn't become anything, if you can show that you're going to take an idea and take initiative to build it, it's good for the resume for sure. So I think that really was what got me from teaching and allowed me to get my foot in the door in the startup world, because people were willing to trust that I had that kind of like entrepreneurial, do whatever it takes attitude, because I'd tried something before.
So going back to the app, how long ago was this, and what was the app called, and what did it do?
This was like 2012.
I'm curious.
Yeah, the app was called Thursday, and it was a tool. It was kind of like a social event planning tool, and so it was before Facebook had a very sophisticated event feature on it. And so I found that after college, I moved into Manhattan, and everyone I'd grown up with back in New York also moved into Manhattan, and when it came to the weekends, we didn't really know what to do, where to go. It's such a big city. Even though I knew a lot of people there, it was hard to know what to do. And so the idea with this app Thursday was that people would use it as their social planning calendar, so that when it came to the weekend, you'd be able to check, it's Friday night, what are the top 10 venues that people I know are going to, how many people are going where, type of thing. There's still not really a great solution like that out there, but Facebook's gotten a little more sophisticated with their events. They added the little interested button on events so that people can show interest without completely committing. I've learned also that people are very non-committal.
Oh, yes.
They don't like to, put a fork in it that in advance that they're going to do
Everything's
something.
a maybe.
So, yeah.
And so what was the New York startup? Can you tell us more about that and what you were doing there?
It was a mobile advertising startup. And so it was being founded by these guys who'd started a big digital ad agency in New York, and they were leaving to start this mobile ad agency because at the time mobile advertising was brand new and really hot, and how it was going to be done well. It was being done really poorly with fuzzy banner ads that were, they were taking it from desktop and putting it on mobile, and it wasn't mobile first. And so they created this. It was called Zap 360. Actually, there's still a company that's running, and it was a mobile banner ad that would be scrolling text at the bottom of your screen, kind of like a stock market ticker or like a breaking news alert. And so it was just text. So it was really easy to implement because you didn't need a designer to create the ad for you.
Cool. And so you were doing marketing there. So you sort of chanced upon or learned about marketing because of the Thursday app, which is something you bootstrapped yourself. You got a taste for it South by Southwest, entered the crazy world of marketing, worked for a New York startup, helping those guys getting started. And then what happened?
And then, so that mobile advertising company became more of like a B2B tool. So we had a sales team, and I was doing kind of more account management. And so it wasn't really learning what I wanted to learn, which was, business to consumer marketing. How do you get Joe Schmo to sign up for something? And so I decided that I wanted to pick up and move to San Francisco. So I left all my family, friends, and even my boyfriend at the time, and I got on a plane and moved out to San Francisco. And before I left, I had like 45 phone and Skype interviews from people that I connected with on AngelList. So if you're looking for a job in marketing in San Francisco, AngelList is a really great tool. And it turns out the very first phone interview that I had ended up being the first offer that I got, and also the one that I ended up taking. So it was at this company called Realty Shares, which is a real estate crowdfunding platform. So that means you can invest in real estate online for as little as like $5,000. And so I was hired by their director of marketing as I was the second marketing hire on the team. There was only 15 people at the time. The guy who hired me was named Mark Spera, and he kind of took me under his wing and taught me a ton about consumer marketing, and I was having a blast learning about it and became really fascinated and kind of took it upon myself to educate myself on it, to go to events, to talk to other marketers, to read other bloggers. Like Neil Patel puts out a lot of really great content. And I just became really fascinated and excited about the marketing world. And Mark and I had so much fun talking about marketing that we decided to start a marketing blog together. So now we are still working on it, and it's really growing, and it's been a blast to work on and learn more about SEO and blogs, and that's been an adventure. But it's called growthmarketingpro.com. Yeah, so
nice plug. Do you want to say it again?
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's a great blog. I read it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. We try and put out good stuff. So
yeah,
just sharing our learnings based on like what's worked for us. And yeah, so anyway, I was at Realty Shares for 2.5 years, and it grew from 15 people to 120 people. And
wow.
Yeah, really, really.
You must have been doing something right.
exactly. So I was in charge of investor acquisition. So it was a consumer facing role, and um, I managed every channel at one point or another until we hired and grew the team out.
Mm.
But it was a fun role because I got to test out every channel, and then once we mastered it, we hired someone to manage it, and then I try the next one. So it was cool to get my hands on all the different channels and platforms, and it's what allowed me to create so much content for Growth Marketing Pro, because I've kind of like gotten my hands on so many different pieces of the marketing.
Yeah, you learned a lot in a short space of time.
Yeah, and so then a couple months ago, I decided to leave Realty Shares and look for a new opportunity. And what I realized is I wanted to work for a tool that I love, and I realized that I really love marketing. And I have my blog, and I also run this community here in San Francisco of marketers and founders where I'm hosting events all the time, like fireside chats where I interview founders and who tell their growth story. And so it would be awesome if I could leverage, this community and my blog for my daytime job. It would be cool if I was doing marketing to marketers. My life would be way more. So a friend told me about this company called Improvado that was looking for a head of marketing, and I went over to meet them. And when I learned about what their tool did, I was like blown away, because it was a tool that was solving like the biggest problem that I had ever faced as a marketer, and that was aggregating my marketing data. So when I joined Realty Shares, Mark put me in charge of all of our reporting, all of our budgeting, all of our forecasting, and made me responsible for presenting out our marketing performance every week in a meeting to our CEO. And here I was like an English teacher before this. Excel.
How good is your Excel pivot table skills?
I had to Google everything about Excel. I completely So like it was really hard for me. I'm not a math person. Like it does not come naturally to me, numbers at all. So it was really brutal. And he knew that too. Like he knew it was hard for me and that I was slower at it than other people. But I appreciate that he pushed me, because it's very difficult to be a great marketer if you don't have a handle on the analytics side and the numbers side.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be spending a company's money, you better be able to justify that it's being spent efficiently and that you're making more money for the company rather than wasting money. So I'm grateful for the push to learn it, because now I've got it under my belt. But even after I figured out, what to do and how to use Excel, right? It still took me probably like 10 to 20 hours every week just to aggregate all the data for these weekly reports, right? So like I had to log into, my data's all over the place. It's in Google Analytics, my website visitor data, to see what I spent on Facebook or how my Facebook campaigns are doing. I have to log into Facebook. I also have to log into AdWords and log into LinkedIn and log into all the different places where we're spending money. And I have to export the data from there. Then I have to import it into some Google spreadsheet or Excel doc where I'm creating some kind of dashboard. I have to organize the data. It's like a freaking nightmare. And I had to do it every single week. It took me 2 days of every week to do that. It took me 2 days just to prepare the data for these meetings. And I realized that I'm probably not the only marketing person who's dealing with this. And ultimately, Mark and I decided that this wasn't the best way for me to be spending my time. So we hired a data analyst who managed it. But still, he was doing it, like someone is doing it in every company.
It's madness.
It's actually madness. So flash forward to me interviewing at Improvado and learning what Improvado was. And essentially, it is a tool that automates the entire marketing data aggregation process. So essentially, it's a tool that was built by marketers. So actually, the company was originally a marketing agency, and they were helping all of their clients, and they built this tool for their clients that would collect all their marketing data into one dashboard. And the clients started telling them, we would pay for this tool on its own. Forget the agency.
Forget the agency services.
Yeah, so actually they pivoted and they became Improvado, and so now full time this marketing team that used to be a marketing agency is working on this product that is a tool that lets marketers collect all their data in minutes in one place. So it'll like it'll sync into Facebook and LinkedIn and Snapchat and Instagram, all the different places you're spending money, and Mailchimp and like your CRM and things like that, and it'll slurp all the data into this one place so that you can see, this how much you've spent across every single channel in one place. And you can click in and get really granular because as marketers, we want to see it by campaign, we want to see it by ad group, we want to see it by keyword and by
Yeah.
ad. And so you can do all that from without leaving this one dashboard. So it's all in one place. So you never ever have to do that work ever again. Anytime you want to see your data, it's there in real time. So I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And so I was really excited to be able to join a company that was solving like the biggest pain point I'd ever felt or I'd ever seen anyone facing as a marketer. And yeah, so I became their head of marketing like 4 or 5 months ago. And so
Wow. So you're only a few months into this role. How's it shaping out? How's your reporting?
okay, so I'm was the first and only marketer at this company that's focusing on marketing. And so I had to come in here and organize the data, even though that's what this company does. They didn't have a marketer before, so we didn't
Yeah.
have the market organized, right? So I came in and organize marketing data in the way that I know how, which is to create a manual dashboard on Google Sheets, with various tabs showing like a daily view, a monthly view, a yearly view, mid-month pacing view, all these different, tabs. And I put the data together and it took me like a whole weekend to get it organized. And then I came in on my first day and showed it to the co-founder. It's like, this is what I spent all weekend working on this. And she, in like 5 minutes, the couple clicks, she showed me, she basically automated in 5 minutes what I had spent all weekend.
So that was a lesson learned.
Yeah, I was both angry and relieved.
Yeah.
Because that I'd wasted all that time, not only that weekend, but literally hundreds or thousands of hours of my marketing career aggregating data in that way. But I was also obviously relieved that I would never ever have to do it again. So
Great. And now you want to pass those benefits on to all of us other marketers and help save our lives as well.
100%, yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know that everyone knows there's a solution to this problem. So I just want to let everyone know that
everyone knows about the problem, definitely.
Exactly.
So tell me this. I mean, so you started out as a teacher, joined, created an app, brilliant, and then you went into a startup, and now you're in your third or fourth company. I lost track. And you've got the Growth Marketing Pro blog, and you've got Badass Marketers and Founders, and you're the head of marketing for Improvado. How the hell do you juggle it all? Do you ever sleep?
For a while, I was not sleeping. I will tell you that. Now I do. Now I sleep.
And it's all because of reporting. Improvado.
Yeah, automating the data really helped. I'll tell you that was stressful.
It does.
But yeah, it's hard. It is hard to manage. But a couple of things I did. I'm pretty interested in the efficiency time management space. So I deleted recently all of my social media apps off my phone. That's helped.
That's a crime, surely. No wonder Facebook shares are down.
I know. I thought that right after I deleted it. I was like, and I'm invested in Facebook, so maybe I should download it back again. Yeah, because that stuff. I first I downloaded an app called In Moment, and it tracks how many hours and minutes you spend on your social media apps.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Over an hour a day on like
That's probably not much compared to a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm sure it's worse than that. But if you think about it, even that, right? That's like 7 hours a week that I'm spending just doing nonsense. So yeah, I deleted them all, and it's my 3rd week, so
Oh
But
wow, on your social diet.
my social diet. But life feels a little simpler.
Yeah, does your head feel a less confused place? You feel you can focus and concentrate better?
Definitely, yeah. I'm a pretty easily distracted person, so it helps to kind of like
I think most marketers are by their very nature.
a lot of things going.
So that's a great productivity hack. Remove all social media from your phone. What else have you really learned in terms of marketing insights? Because you've had a hell of a career progression in a relatively short space of time. You must be somebody who learns very quickly. Have you got any particular trick you can share with us, or is it just hard work and not sleeping?
Yeah, no. No, I definitely believe in working smart, not hard. And so when it comes to marketing, obviously there's so many different things you can do. There's so many different channels and tactics. And I think for a lot of people, the hardest thing is figuring out where to start and what's going to be the lowest hanging fruit. So I think so. Mark and I work together on our blog, and we're always talking about. We offer a service called we'll help businesses by building them a custom growth playbook. We surveyed our readers, and that's what they asked for. They asked for like customized help, and so there's a lot of people that don't know where to start. They don't know what's going to be the most impactful. So you have to think about, and this is what Mark and I do when we help these companies think about what's going to be the most impactful, thinking about impact, thinking about ease of implementation and speed of implementation, the intent of like user intent. How can you people that are start by getting people that are the furthest down the funnel? So like people that are already searching for keywords that are really relevant to what you're doing, or referral marketing, right? Like taking your customers and turning them into advocates, or taking influencers and like building an affiliate program and turning those influencers into advocates for your company. But yeah, I think just thinking about impact, ease, speed of implementation, intent, should just prioritize.
That's good advice. So that's fantastic. I mean, hats off to you. I don't know how you've juggled so many things, but new job, Improvado, the blog, and BAMF, if we can call it that. It's been a real pleasure to speak to you, Hailey, and find out so much about what you're doing. And good luck with it all. It sounds like you're doing great.
Thanks so much for having me. And I wanted to just share one little gift for your listeners. If you guys want to see what my marketing dashboard, my Google Sheet manual version of the marketing dashboard, I actually created a blank version just for you guys. So if you visit improvado.io/podcast, you can head over there and download your own Google spreadsheet blank template version, so you can see, if you're marketing, if this is how you're looking at your marketing data, maybe it'll give you ideas of ways that you want to kind of slice and dice your data.
That's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot for your time, Hailey.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Hailey. For more info on Improvado, please visit improvado.io. For more info about this show, and to get our links to iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and YouTube, check out www.47insights.com. And if you have any SaaS marketing insights that you'd like to share on the show, please get in touch. Until next time.